Bet you thought I forgot to do a wrap up. Well, I did not. It was just very late. Hey guys, it's Hannah, and today I am finally doing my October wrap-up and November TBR. Today is November 25th. Today is December 16th. Sorry. The first book that I read in the month of October, I only read 3, guys. I listened to 1. So I only, physically read 2, listened to 1. It wasn't a great reading month, and spoiler, November's looking worse. But all that aside, the first book that I read in the month of October was The #1 Ladies Detective Agency by Alexander McCall Smith. You have seen this one around a little bit. I talked about it in my last wrap-up, I talked about it in my annotating books video, and I'm assuming this video is going up after the Texas Book Festival one, and if so, I talked about it in that. So you've heard about this book. This follows a woman named Precious, and she decides to open up the #1 Ladies Detective Agency in her small African town, and she goes around solving people's mysteries and getting paid, kind of, to do so. What I liked about this is it wasn't just like one big mystery, it was a bunch of little mysteries. So she was hired to find a missing husband, uncover a con man, follow a wayward daughter. There was some black magic stuff going on, and so it had a nice variety, and it was never dull at any point. It did take me a long time to read because I was so busy when I was reading it that I just not pick it up a whole lot, but whenever I was reading it, I absolutely loved it. And our main character is just so funny and so knowledgeable, and just each character in this book, even if you see them for just a short amount of time, was very well rounded. And I've heard rumors that in some later books, some shoes start talking, which I'm very excited for. Basically, great start to a whole series. Loved this book and definitely going to continue on. It was a short read, super enjoyable read, a really well written one. I highly recommend it. I know I'm kind of not really describing it well because it's been a while since I've read it, but I can tell you that it was absolutely fantastic. The next book I read was When the Men Were Gone by Marjorie Herrera Lewis. This book is set in the fall of 1944, so during World War II, and the premise is that all of the men have gone off to war. Their old football coach gave his life in the war, and so they are in search of a new one. And our main character here, whose name I'm going to look up again, Tylene Wilson, knows a lot about football and is very dedicated to the team, and knows that if they don't have a football team for that fall, then a lot of the boys who can't enlist yet are gonna enlist early. And so she is very gung-ho to try and find a football coach, and one thing leads to another, and eventually she becomes the football coach. And this is actually based on a true story. This is set in Brownwood, Texas, and in 1944 they had a female football coach named Tylene Wilson. So I liked reading this knowing that it was based on a true story. I really enjoyed it. It's definitely my kind of a book, where it's got that kind of old-fashioned tone to it. And it was just a really good book. I love the way she portrayed Tylene and Tylene's husband and just the teammates, and how difficult it was for a woman to be in charge of a football team during that time, and the obstacles she had to face during that. And it was just a very touching and really well written read. I really enjoyed this book, and I definitely recommend it for anyone. You're rooting for Tylene the whole entire time, and I really enjoyed this book. The final book I read was Crazy Rich Asians by Kevin Kwan. This book is one you probably know about. You've probably at least seen the movie. That's what I had done. I'd seen the movie before I listened to the book. Basically, this book is about crazy rich Asians. Go watch the movie trailer, honestly. I think the movie did a pretty good job of keeping in line with the book, or at least within the same tone of the book. It was very interesting to see the differences from the book to the movie, but as a whole, it did a really good job of keeping with the storyline, and when it did deter from that, keeping the same tone of the book. If you don't know, Rachel Chu is an economics professor in New York. She's dating a guy named Nicholas Young. Turns out he's this rich gazillionaire in Singapore, and she goes back for one of his friend's weddings with him, and a whole bunch happens. That's what you need to know. That's all you need to know. The book was just as hilarious and fun as the movie was. I really enjoyed listening to it. Sometimes the voice actor got on my nerves a little bit, but for the most part I really liked how she did the book. It's just a great book. I really liked it. A lot of fun. loved the movie. I planned on reading the next one and then I never listened to it. I got it from the library, never listened to it. But yeah, highly recommend. Quick, fun read, great beach read, even though it's literally November right now and I'm saying it's a beach read. But if you want to wait and read it in the summer, like, that's cool. So, November TBR, non-existent. I'm currently reading Mr. Penumbra's 24-hour bookstore. Over Thanksgiving break, I'm planning on bringing some westerns, I think, because they're pretty short and fast reads, and I'm needing some short and fast reads if I want to read more than like 2 books in November. So, stay tuned to find out how many I can manage to squeeze in over the break. I'm predicting none. I think I might be able to finish Penumbras, but I don't think I'll be able to get past that. So my prediction is 2 books. Leave yours down below. And on that note, that's it for this video. Comment down below and let me know how many books do you think I'll be able to finish in November. Right now I have 1. I'm working on 2. I have 6 days? I have 6 days, guys, to finish however many books you think I can finish. So keep that in mind. I'm gonna have a very busy Thanksgiving in the sense of I'll be doing a lot of work. Keep that in mind. With those parameters, comment below your guesses and we'll see who wins. Also comment down below and let me know if you know of any books set in Africa. I didn't talk about it in this video, but I'm going to Africa, Namibia, in May. And that's another reason why I really liked the #1 Ladies Detective Agency, is because they mentioned Namibia. Apparently some later books are set in Namibia. I'm very excited. And yeah, so that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it and I will see y'all again another one soon.